so drastic. It's so different from anything else that's ever been done before. It's amazing. And you think about that, the fact that a bank is willing to say, hey, you know what? We're actually willing to try out this whole word of mouth marketing thing, right? Now, there are some of us that have done, network marketing, word of mouth marketing for years. We know the power of it. We know how awesome it is, right? We know that if we recommend a product to somebody that's like, I can't remember the percentage, but it's like 300% more likely that a person is going to listen to us and do it than if they saw it like on TV, on a commercial, or heard on the radio, or saw it on Facebook or social media or whatever, right? And that's the magic of advertising, right? I mean, advertisers are just, they're pulling their hair out trying to figure out how to make things that are viral, how to get people to engage, billboards and all these different things, trying to get things that are catchy. And, nothing compares to word of mouth marketing, because people, if you know somebody, usually they know you, they like you, and they trust you, right? So if I were to go and recommend a restaurant, right, doesn't matter how much that restaurant puts out coupons or puts out flyers or does ads on the radio or whatever, maybe they'll get somebody that would be like, oh, maybe I'll go check that out, right? But nothing compares to if I were to say to somebody, hey, you know what? I went to that restaurant yesterday and it was awesome. It was delicious, right? It was so good. You should go check it out. And they're going to be like, wow, that testimonial, that recommendation is the most powerful thing you could ever get. Okay. And they know that. And that's why they have things like Yelp and other stuff where you're going to recommend, different products or service or whatever, or restaurants, because, and it's powerful, right? And if somebody says something negative, whoa, like a negative recommendation or just a negative review, that can kill a company, right? So it's powerful what we have. And finally, the banks are starting to realize it. And they're saying, oh, so if we partner with you guys can go out and build this network. And then you can have people, recommending our banking services. Wow, that's so valuable. That's so powerful. That's way better than spending millions to send out things in the mail saying, hey, you should come bank with us and we'll put money in your account. Or, hey, you should, having somebody at the state fair saying, hey, you should sign up for this bank account, right? That is so much more effective when you one-on-one with people, friends and family and whoever, can actually recommend the bank and get people to be involved. So they're excited, and they're willing to share revenue with us. That's why we call everything the Rev account or the Rev card. Rev comes from revenue share. That's what we're doing, right? The bank is willing to share that revenue with us. When people swipe the card, those merchant fees are produced from 2 to 4% or whatever it is, depending on who it is. That money normally would go all to the bank, right? A little bit to Visa and MasterCard, but the bulk of it goes to the issuing bank. And now that bank is saying, hey, we'll give back. We're going to share that with you guys just because you're out there spreading the word, right? That's the secret. That's the secret sauce, okay? All the other stuff is just extra, right? The fact that you can save money when you go to a restaurant or when you go shopping at some store, that's just extra. That's just a little perk, right? The fact that you can, with our autos program, right, that you can actually get a really amazing deal on a car and they do it all for you with the concierge service, that's just a perk, right? The fact that you can save money on travel and get really amazing discounts on your hotel, that's just a perk, right? All these things are just extra, right? They're just added value. But the key component is, we're going to get a bank account. We get to represent the bank as charter members, right? We know that free customers are coming. It's no secret, right? It's not ready yet. We're still probably a few weeks out before that's going to be ready, okay? So get ready for, if you're here locally, or if you're thinking about coming to Utah to get to know the office, you might want to plan for September 21st. So in a few weeks from now, September 21st is Saturday, and we're going to do a Super Saturday event. Okay, that is for sure now, and we're planning it out. We're probably going to do a Spanish version at like 9 a.m., and then we're going to do from 10 to 12. We're going to do some good training, some good opportunity presentation, and then there just might be some kind of announcement towards the end of that. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say, but definitely get here if you can, or if you're here locally, lucky you. So that's going to be at the Hilton in Lehigh on September 21st. Don't miss it. I think it's going to be a really fun event. Okay, so anyway, free customers not yet. Let's see what they announce on September 21st. Bank account itself, I'll just kind of give you guys an idea. It's still a couple months away. Okay, it's probably towards the end of October and into November-ish. Okay, no, don't guarantee that. Don't promise anybody that. Obviously, we're still in pre-launch, and banks move slowly, and so. But yeah, we'll just say towards the end of the year. That's when the actual bank accounts will be ready. We'll be able to start onboarding and get the rev card and all that stuff later this year. But in the meantime, we can keep pre-building, because that's what we're all about. We're all about pre-building right now. We know that. We should all know that. We've been teaching that since the beginning, since May, that this is a pre-launch, that we were going to have a 6-month pre-launch, that during that pre-launch there would be changes and different promotions, and things would maybe get announced that maybe they had to change a little bit, modify some things, right? And they're going through this adjustment. Right, we have something that's kind of rough, and we got to polish all the edges off. Right, we got to make this thing work for everybody, and they're discovering things at corporate that okay, that didn't work quite right. Let's kind of adjust here. Let's fix this. Let's mold this thing into something awesome, and that's part of the price you pay for being in a pre-launch, right, is that things will adjust, things will change, and you have to kind of roll with it, right? You have to adapt. You have to be willing to work with corporate to co-create this, and they're confident that over that 6-month period, we'll have everything all smooth and polished and shiny and ready to go for our launch in January, right? That's the idea. So as you talk to people, as you invite people, remember that. Remember to warn them, okay? Warn them. This is a pre-launch. Let them know. Cool things are coming. Yes, the heart and soul of this is the Rev account and the card, and be able to make money when people swipe the card and all that. That's the heart and soul. That's for sure. That's not going away, right? That's what makes this all work. All the other things, all the appendages are just that. They're appendages. They're extras. And some might have to change, right? Some might get adjusted. They might add other ones on, okay? So here's the heart, here's the soul of it, the bank account and the card, and then all the other things, the travel and the discounts and whatever, can be modified and changed, and even the compensation plan, right? Compensation plan, the way it works, we know that's, the 3x10 and to unlock your tiers, that's not going to change, right? But certain promotions, certain things like we had at the beginning, there was, you could come in with the code, put in Rev card, and you'd get $30 off, right? You didn't have to pay the $30 enrollment fee. Okay. Then on June 28th, that changed, right? And then so they eliminated that. That went away. People had to start having to pay $30, but they introduced a new promotion, which was the Me and 3. So Me and 3 bonus, okay? So, and just by way of clarification, okay, so just so everybody understands, because we've had some people confused on this, is that anybody that enrolled from May all the way to June 28th, where you got to use that code and get the $30 off, okay, we do not get to get the Me and 3 guarantee. We don't. That whole idea of being able to get your three in and get the top off bonus for $38, that did not start until June 29th. So on June 29th, anybody that enrolled from June 29th on, they get to do that, right? They got that 30-day clock in their back office. They were able to go in and get their three and be able to get the top off bonus, right? But anybody before that, we do not get that. Okay, that was it. We had a different promotion. We had the promotion of being able to get in for just $38 and waiving the 30. All right, that was our promotion. Okay, that's and so we've had some confusion. People, complaining. People saying, "Wait, why didn't I get my $38? Right? How come I went and got my three? How come I'm not getting that 38 top off?" And it's because you enrolled, or those people enrolled before June 28th, and so that promo was not there for them. Okay, the promo they got was to get $30 off with the Rev Card code. Right? So just be sure when you're teaching it, you're teaching the right thing, okay? May through June 28th, you got $30 off with the code. June 29th forward, you didn't get the code. You had to pay $30, but you now have the new Me in 3 opportunity where you can get 3 in 30 days and get the $38 top off. Now, anyone before that is considered legacy, okay? From May through June 28th, you're a legacy member, and we did have an extra whole month, the whole month of July. Actually, I think it might have been through July 28th or July 29th, right? It was 30 days. Okay, it wasn't the month of July. It was from June 28th through July 28th that legacy could go make sure they had 3, and then you would get double points. All right, so we did get to participate in the double points thing, right? So as long as you had 3, you're getting the double points. But we don't get to participate in the top off bonus. All right. So I know there was maybe some confusion. Maybe, not everybody got to hear about that. Maybe some leaders were teaching it wrong. All right. But that was the promo. Okay. So make sure everybody understands. May 8th through June 28th, if you enrolled, you got the discount. You got to use the code. You got $30 off. That was your promo. You don't get to get the top off bonus. Okay, if you go get 3, you're getting the double points, yes, but you don't get the top off bonus. If you came in from June 29th on and you went and got 3 in 30 days, awesome. You're getting the top off bonus. You're going to make sure you're going to get at least $38, and away you go. Okay, so just hopefully that's more clear. Everybody understands that. That's how it works. That's how it's programmed. And so hopefully everybody can teach that moving forward, right? So there's no confusion. Okay, cool. Now, at the end of the day, $38 to join this, even if you don't have your 3, even if you're not getting the top off bonus, is still super worth it. Okay, so here's the other clarification I want to make. A lot of people are always confused. They're thinking, I'm paying $38 to get basically $50 in savings, right? Or if I go get my 3, then I'm going to get $100 in savings with double points. We can't think that way. We can't think that way, because what's going to happen is we're going to launch the free model, right? We're going to be able to start enrolling free members, and guess what? Free members are going to be able to get savings as well. Free members are going to be able to go and when the bank account comes, they're going to be able to swipe the card and get savings, right? With the app on their phone, they're going to be able to get savings. They're going to be able to participate in a lot of these things. And so at that point, you're even going to go, wait a second, why am I paying $38 to get the same thing a free member's getting, right? And so we really need to change that chip. We need to really understand the $38 that we pay each month is not to get $50 worth of savings. That's not what it's for. The $38 that we pay each month is the right to represent the bank. You could think of it as a license fee. You could think of it as a mini franchise fee, however you want to think of it. But that's what it is. Okay, it's the option to be able to participate and represent the bank and be able to refer other people. Now, whether you're referring them as charter members that also want to do it with you and build that organization, or if you're just getting free customers, right? And you could literally not sign up a single charter member. You could go out and you could treat it like an affiliate program, so you're paying your $38 to be part of the affiliate program, and then you get to then bring in tens or hundreds or thousands of free customers that just want to use the bank account, get the card, do the savings, participate, and the other benefits that free customers will have, and that's it, right? And make money when they use the card. And that's the whole point, right? Is that when they go spend with the card, it's going to do that 1% paid out. You're going to get 1/10 of the 1% paid to you, and then the rest goes into the matrix, right? The team building structure. So a lot of people are going to do that. I know. We've talked to them. Great, big business owners that have, they can go out and make one phone call and sign up 10,000 free customers in like a day, right? They could, and they're going to do that. Right? That's all they're interested in. They're not interested in building out a network. They're not interested in getting other charter members and all that, right? So we're going to have all kinds. We're going to have free customers who come in and all they want to do is get other free customers, and that's all they're ever going to do. And we're going to have people that come in as a charter member and want to build, the correct way with 3x3x3 and everything and make an income based on that. And we're going to have the other extreme where somebody comes in as a charter member and then just enrolls tons of free customers and never puts in a single charter member ever, right? And there's going to be all kinds of people, all kinds of situations. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to do. It's your business, right? But the $38 is not to get the savings. You're not buying the savings. You're not buying the rewards portal. You're not buying the travel. That's not what you're getting for $38. Okay. $38 is your right to represent the bank, but by paying it, they're going to give you some perks, right? They're going to give you some opportunity to kind of offset that cost, right? They're going to give you some extra value. And then, of course, if you go and get 3 within 30 days, then they're going to pay you commissions that are, equal to that so that you're always in profit. But please remember, $38 a month is so worth it for what's coming. If you want to make money, that is the price. The price is $30. That's your overhead. Okay. Any kind of business is going to have overhead. Even your job, you got to spend money, right? If you have a job, you have to spend money to get to your job. You have to pay for gasoline. You got to, make sure you've got the right clothes, right? Or the uniform, whatever you're using at your job. You have to pay for that, right? That's your overhead to be able to earn money. Okay. If you have a small business, you've got overhead. You got to pay cell phone. You got to pay electricity. You got to pay rent if you have a location. I mean, every business, every money making opportunity has overhead of some kind. All right. And same thing here with RNetwork. You pay $30 to join, setup fee to get your website up and going and everything. And then you're going to pay $38 a month. That's your overhead. That's your cost to be in business. Now, here in the United States, we have the opportunity to now write all of these expenses off. We can now become, because we're going to get a 1099 at the end of the year, right, from our network showing how much we made. We're contractors. We're independent contractors. So now we have the right to expense certain things, right, to write them off to reduce our taxable income. Okay. Now, obviously, I'm not a tax advisor, so all I can tell you is just from my personal example. What I know is, the way the tax code works is that you have something called the Schedule C, and there are certain things that you can write off. For example, a home-based business, you can have a home office, right? And you write off certain things for the, your taxes that you pay. You got just different utilities and things like that. So it takes the square footage and it calculates it for you, right? If you use anything like H&R Block or Tax Cut or some of those programs, it'll take you through those questions. It'll say, hey, how much did you spend on advertising, right? Did you spend money on online ads and things like that? Did you take clients or customers out to dinner or to lunch, right? And you can do 50% off on your meal expenses. Your mileage, if you drive to a meeting or you drive to a business lunch or something, that mileage is tax deductible, right? So there's all these things you can now write off as a business owner. Okay, you've got a home-based business, and so that $38 a month, right? Don't think of that as oh, it's killing me, I can't afford $38 a month. No, think of it as now I get to write off all this stuff, even that $38 a month. That's tax deductible. Okay, it's a business expense. So yeah, it's amazing. People think, well, I can't afford $38 a month. No. I would argue you can't afford not to pay the $38 a month. You're going to make way more than that back in a tax refund. I mean, think about it, right? At $38 a month, how much is that? That's basically $420-ish a year, annual, okay? So is $420 something a year that you can write off on your taxes worth it so that you can also write off all the other things? If you go out to lunch with somebody and you talk to them about your RNetwork business, it's tax deductible. Yeah. Okay. If you drive somewhere and you talk to somebody about the business, yeah, tax deductible, mileage, right? And there's just all these things. You use your cell phone to do your business, right? And talking to people about your RNetwork business, guess what? Yeah. What you pay monthly for your cell phone, tax deductible, right? So there's all these things that you can now write off so that your refund that you get next year, right, when you declare your taxes, it can be bigger, right? And you reduce how much you have to pay. That's the whole strategy, okay? Now, obviously, you want to talk to a tax advisor and get how the details and how that'll work and what things are for sure deductible and all that. But at the end of the day, I honestly think you can't afford not to pay the $38. And then if you're actually doing it as a business, if you're like serious about it, that you want to make money, then how hard is it to go get 3 people? Right? So, and then how hard is it to use some of the savings and, all that. So anyway, it's like, for me, it's a no-brainer. For me, I can't even understand why anybody would even complain about paying $38. It just does not even make sense to me. But anyway, and maybe it's just a matter of, they just need to be educated and understand what they're throwing away by not doing it, right? So, but with that being said, $38 a month, that's your overhead, and it's very easily offset. We know that with the savings you can have potentially with what we have right now, and then of course what's coming with other things down the road. It's going to be fun. So September 21st, get ready for that. Some announcement maybe. And then of course, end of October-ish for our bank accounts to come. And then of course, with that, we're going to get all kinds of other value, other products and services and things that are coming that are going to be awesome for all of us. So these next 4 months of pre-launch are going to be fun. It's going to be a fun ride, guys. We're going to start building our charter members over the next few weeks. When they finally launch the free option, hopefully soon, and then I just know we're going to be able to get thousands and tens of thousands of free customers to join, because those free customers will be able to get benefits. They're going to be happy. They're going to refer other free customers because they can do that, right? So it is. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a ride, and we're going to be able to be so happy once Christmas rolls around, December, right? Because what do people do? They go shopping. That's what they do, right? So if we can have the bank account, we can have the free plastic version of the Rev card, if we can have people saving money when they go shopping, all of that ready to go by, let's say, Black Friday, right? Day after Thanksgiving. Wow. Can you just imagine how many people are going to use that to get their savings and how much money you're going to make, because yes, they're going to start paying out on that. So why wait? Why say, oh, I'm going to wait till January, whatever, when we launch? What? What? No, that's the stupidest thing ever. No. You want to start now. You want to go get your 3. You want to go get your 10. You want to get as many people involved as you can right now so that when free launches, they can go and get their free customers, and you can have literally thousands of people on your team, whether they're paid or whether they're free, doesn't matter, right? So that all of a sudden, end of October, they're all getting their free bank accounts and they're starting to fund them and everything, so that by the end of November, when Black Friday happens, you are just starting to make amazing commissions. off of people swiping. That's what we got. If you wait, if you hesitate, if you say, oh, I'm going to wait till the bank account comes out, it's going to be too late. You're not going to hardly make anything because you're just going to start from zero. Don't do that. Don't wait until it's all perfect. No. That's not how entrepreneurs work. That's not how the wealthy get wealthy. They don't hesitate. They don't wait. They don't doubt. They don't. They're like, oh, it's a scam. Oh, the founders was part of this other thing and it didn't work. Don't do that. Don't don't be a stinking thinker. I mean, that's just Anyway, guys, we have something amazing. Okay, and to go right along with what I'm talking about today, I have a presentation. I've given this presentation a while back, but I felt it needed to be done again. So because it goes right along with what I'm talking about, okay? And it's called Prime the Pump from Zig Ziglar. And so we're going to go through that right now. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to talk about why you want to keep priming the pump and not give up, okay? So let's share my screen here, and let's talk about why you're in the perfect timing right now. Welcome, everybody, to today's presentation from Team Kaizen 360. Of course, Kaizen is a Japanese word that means progress and improvement, that you're trying to find better ways to do things every single day. That's the self-improvement concept, very important. So today, we're going to talk about something that's really near and dear to me, and that is something called priming the pump. Now, 1 second. For some reason, this is not working like I want it to. So we're going to try, let's see if this one works better. All right, let me try resharing my screen here. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, so there we go. So let's try this, see if that's going to work. Yep, here we go. So this is called Prime the Pump from the book See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Now, Zig, he's obviously very well known, has a lot of famous quotes, a lot of cool things he says. But this story really hit home for me because I realized that, I kind of fall into the trap sometimes of, kind of being, negative about certain things and, thinking I should give up too early. So Zig, he really does some amazing things in his books. But this story, Prime the Pump, it hits home, especially for what we're doing right now. So here's what Zig has to say. One of the props I use in my conversations around the country is an old-fashioned chrome water pump. Personally, I love the history of the pump because to me, it represents the history of pioneers, the history of the free enterprise system, and the history of life. To your benefit, I hope you had the opportunity to use one of these outdated water pumps on at least one occasion. That experience will help you to appreciate the importance of this series of thoughts. Okay? So here's the story. Several years ago, two of my friends, Bernard Haygood and Jimmy Glenn, drove into the foothills of southern Alabama on a hot August day. They were thirsty, so Bernard noticed behind an old abandoned farm a water pump in the yard. He jumped out of the car, ran for the pump, grabbed the handle, and started pumping. After a moment or two pumping, Bernard pointed to an old bucket and suggested Jimmy get the bucket and get some water from a nearby stream in order to prime the pump. As everyone knows, or should know, you should put some water on the top of the pump to prime the pump and get the water to flow to begin. In the game of life, before you can get something, you have to put in something. Unfortunately, there are many people who are in front of the stove of life and say, "Stove, give me a little heat, and then I'll put some wood in." Many times, the secretary comes to the boss and says, "Give me a raise, and then I'll start doing a better job and be more aware." Often, the salesperson goes to his boss and says, "Make me the sales manager, and I'll really show you what I can do." It's true that I have not done much until now, but I have to be in charge in order to do my best work. So you just make me the boss, and then watch me go. Many times the student says to the teacher, if I take home bad grades for this semester, my parents are really going to scold me. So teacher, if I get a good grade this quarter, I promise I will study very hard next quarter. My experience has been that it does not work that way. If it did, I could easily imagine a farmer praying, Lord, if you will just give me one crop this year, I promise to plant seeds and work hard next year. What you're really saying is, reward me, and then I will produce. But life does not work that way. You must first put something in life before you can expect to get something from it. Now, if you can apply this knowledge for the rest of your life, you can solve many of your problems. The farmer must sow his seed in the spring or summer before harvesting in the fall. He also puts in a lot of work before he reaches the harvest stage. The student puts out hundreds of hours of work before they acquire the knowledge and graduate. Today's secretary, who will be the office manager of tomorrow, puts a considerable amount of extra effort into her work. The athlete of today, who becomes a champion tomorrow, puts a lot of himself in the form of sweat and effort before he collects the reward of being champion. The young executive of today, who becomes the president of tomorrow's company, is that individual who worked for it. Today's marketer, who becomes the sales manager tomorrow, is the person who understands the principle of pump priming. When you put something in, the law of compensation says that you will get something out. So let's go back to my friends in South Alabama. Southern Alabama is hot in August, and after a few pumping minutes, Bernard began to sweat considerably. At that moment, he began to wonder how much work he was willing to do to receive the water. He was worried about the amount of reward he would receive for the amount of effort he made. After a while, he said, Jimmy, I do not think there's any water in this well. Jimmy replied, Yes, there is, Bernard. In South Alabama, the wells are deep, and that's good, because the deep well produces cleaner, sweeter, better tasting water than any other. Jimmy is also talking about life, is he not? The things we have to work for or work on are the things we most appreciate. What you can get easily is usually not worth much. If you could become a doctor in a 6-week summer course, how much would it be worth? If you could be a super seller by listening to a 4-hour sales conference, the competition would be so intense that your commission would be considerably smaller. Go down the list and you will discover that those skills and goals that require blood, sweat, and tears are what bring true satisfaction and rewards. We go back to the pump. Now, Bernard was hot and tired, so he raised his hands and said, Jimmy, there's just not any water in this well. Jimmy quickly grabbed the pump handle and kept pumping when he said, Do not make it stop now, Bernard. If you do, the water will go all the way back down again, and then you'll have to start all over again. That, too, is the story of life. There is no human being in existence, regardless of age, sex, or occupation, who does not occasionally feel that it may be that the pump is broken because there is no water down there. So, if from time to time you feel that way, it should be comforting to know that there are a lot of people just like you. Now let's take a look at something interesting and obvious. There is no way you can look on the outside of a pump and determine whether it will take 2 more strokes or 200 more to bring the water. There is often no way you can look at the game of life and determine whether or not you will get the big opportunity tomorrow, or if it will take another week, months, years, or even more. This I do know beyond any reasonable doubt. Regardless of what you are doing, if you are willing to pump for enough time, hard enough, and with enough enthusiasm, sooner or later, the effort will yield the reward. I also know that just as you add nothing to the score if you stop at third base, if you cannot quench your thirst with the water that almost comes out of the pump. Fortunately, once the water starts to flow, all you have to do is maintain a constant pressure in the pump and you will get more water than you can use. This is the story of success and happiness in life. The message is clear. Whatever you're doing, work on it with the right attitude and the right habits. But above all, stick to it with tenacity and persistence. Just as the flow of water is often a breath away, the sweet taste of success and victory is often a little further up the hill or around the corner. Whether you are a doctor, lawyer, student, homemaker, pawn, or salesman. Once the water flows, it is easy to keep it flowing. With a little constant effort, we will never know how many young people lost a college scholarship because they did not study 10 more minutes each day. Or how many employees missed out on a promotion because they did not stay on task just a few more minutes each day for a few more weeks. Or how many sales were lost because the prospect was not given one more reason to make a decision today. I think the story of the pump is the story of life and the system of free enterprise. I say this because it has nothing to do with age or education, whether you're white or black, male or female, overweight or underweight, extroverted or introverted, or if you're a Catholic, Jewish, or Protestant. It has everything to do with your God-given rights as a free person to work as long as you want, as hard as you want, and with as much enthusiasm as you want to get everything in life that you really want. As you progress to the top, you must remember the history of the pump. Even if you start pumping casually or with little enthusiasm, you always have to pump before anything happens. Pump hard to start and continue like this until the water flows. Then a great thing is going to happen. Once the water flow starts, you only have to keep the pressure constant, and the time will come when the reward will be so huge that you will get what you want instead of having to want what you get. So my friends, let's go out there. Let's prime the pump. Let's put the effort in. We will be rewarded. It will happen. There's no question in my mind that if we get started and we keep going, things will be amazing. So with that, I appreciate your time today. I hope this was helpful, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.